myself, but I do know some athletes that use them and swear by them. You get so much more force, don't you, through the foot? And look at Gössner, she's got that down to 5 seconds already.
So that's a 20-second gain in 1.5 kilometres. Phenomenal skiing from her. Sullemdahl's trying to go with her. She's gone from Norway, were 38 behind, and are now just 16, so a 22-second gain. Good skiing from Sullemdahl. Oberhof of Italy has found herself dropping down the order. So 4th down into 6th at the moment, and things could get worse for them.
Well, I don't want to tempt fate here, but the pace in which Gössner has gone, it's electric, it's quite unbelievable. And Gwisdon is no slouch that she's chasing down now from Poland.
Well, I wonder whether Germany are going to call Gössner up for action in Val di Fiemme in the cross-country World Championships.
Well, they did, didn't they, at the Olympics? They pulled her at 19-year-old into the Olympic relay team, and they didn't regret it. Silver medal. I like her tempo. Look at her tempo, Gössner, just coming through to the front now. A much faster cadence, and in this deep and difficult conditions, I think that's a good move.
Well, they need something to cheer about. Germany didn't have too much success in the Tour de Ski here, and consequently, I think that's the reason that the crowds have turned up, because they sense they've got a chance. And so far, they've been rewarded, but we've got a long way to go. 2 shoots on this second leg, and then, of course, legs 3 and 4 as well. Nothing is written in stone in this game, and very seldom does the leader coming into the shoot go out in top position.
Is this wise from who am I to say, but Miriam Gössner? She's attacked this first leg. There's 2 more rotations of 2 kilometers to go. Look at the pace she's coming into the shooting range. It's impressive if she can get these 5 targets.
But I think the harder thing to cope with here, Mike, is not the work rate, it's the crowd reaction. And yes, Gössner's got some experience now, but there is nowhere quite like Oberhof, and there's no event quite like leading the relay in Oberhof. Just listen to the crowd reaction to every shot, and there is no chance of blocking it out. Here we go. Shoot 1, leg 2, Germany for the first time in the lead.
Fantastic.
Yeah, fantastic job. Great job. Well, that 5-second lead could build to around 15-20. A lot will depend on how the Czech Republic with Sverkova do on this shoot. She's thrown one wide. A chance now for Norway to come up and move into second position. Sullemdahl skiing as quickly as Gössner. She's got 4 out of 4. Oh, number 5 goes wide.
She just snatched that last shot. She almost thought about getting out too quickly, and the rifle didn't follow through.
Russia starting to come back, but they've also missed shot number 5. 2 misses now from Sullemdahl, and all the while Gössner is getting away and away and away. And in this sort of miss, they're not going to see her again on this lap. 3 misses, 1 more miss for Sullemdahl, and it's a penalty loop.
Look at the amount of time. That was 9 seconds for the previous shot, 11 for the first shot.
Well, why couldn't she do that first time round? A million factors, but most of them psychological.
So many. I mean, there you're at your most recovered. You've 45 seconds recovered since stopping on the mat. So technically, it's an easier shot to take this 7th, 6th, 7th and 8th shot, but it doesn't always work out.
The French going out in 8th position. Great shooting. See if you can see the fall of shot. Slightly low right. That was low left, and that was low central, so all of them just inside the line. I know that shot makes it look a little closer to the edge than it actually is, but generally low on the sights, and I wonder whether we'll see the rest of the German team just adjust a little.
Possibly. Maybe on the basis of that they'll lift the sights up, if you like, by 2 clicks, by about 6-8 millimeters.
2.8 kilometres completed on this second leg, and Germany have built a good lead now. Poland in second place at the moment. We're in Germany, and Germany leading the women's relay at the moment. Not quite at the halfway stage. One more shoot to complete, and a final 2-kilometre lap for Miriam Gusner before she hands over the duty to Franziska Hildebrand. Hildebrand and Hirschler are on legs 3 and 4 for Germany, Mike. It does seem as though they put their two strongest first, trying to take some pressure off Gusner so she can shoot a little bit better. So far, so good.
It's really good. And Gusner, I can't think when I've seen an athlete attack so fiercely on this very difficult conditions, soggy, wet conditions. And compared to the rest of the athletes, the tempo that Gusner's showing is incredible. Zaitseva, 34-year-old now, but so experienced. In the stand shoot, she'll surely hit 5 out of 5.
Now the Ukraine starting to make their mark. This is Via Simiryenko. Didn't have a brilliant start to the season, a little bit under the weather, and will have struggled a little bit to see her sister performing so much better. And of course the fact that Elena Pedrushna's come through to be one of the best in the Ukrainian team. But the good news is that they now have 3 really classy athletes, and certainly a chance of finishing in the top 3 here tonight. The French Brunet took the first leg, and with Anaïs Bescon on the second leg. The margin now 1:14 at the handover. Mike, how far behind were they?
At the handover, we had France down 104 behind.
104, so they gained a few places, but they've lost time to the leaders, and that is what is crucial. Mattsson of Sweden goes through at 1:35. The crowd on their feet again as Gusner comes up into the stadium for her second shoot, this time in the standing position.
Well, I must admit, I felt a little nervous for Gusner coming in last time for the prone, but she's doing the same approach, so she's clearly on good form, but her stand isn't quite as strong as her prone. She hasn't had a good percentage hit in her stand.
69% hit rate so far this year. If you look at the mass start in Pokluka, she went 0 on the prone, 3 on the second prone, and then 0-1 in the stand. So actually that wasn't too bad. In the pursuit, she missed 2 out of 10. I think she'd be happy with that. If she hits all 5 targets and avoids the penalty loop, I think everyone in the German squad would be happy. If she hits 5 out of 5, there will be an eruption in the stands. Here we go. 50 metres the distance, remember. Lots of movement.
You're right, you can see the movement. It's coming from her body initially. It's like a shimmy all the way up through the body, moving that rifle.
Oh, now she's struggling with the breath. This is getting harder and harder, but luckily gets that last one down. So 3 targets, 3 shots remaining. If she gets all 3, that would be a relief.
Attention through Harold there, you can see it well.
1 loop and a chance for Gwizdon of Poland.
Oh, difficulty placing that bullet in. We said it might be difficult today.
Germany have been put through agony over the years by their relay performers, certainly on the women's side. That little rest might help Gusner. Oh, but
2
no.
penalty loops.
300 metres. 3 penalty loops.
Gwizdon, the pole, tried to capitalise on it, but she tightened up.
So 2 penalty loops, Mike, some 45 seconds. Russia and Norway can afford to just shoot steady, but make sure. 1 apiece for Norway, Russia, Ukraine. All the targets going down at exactly the same time. Now a miss for Ukraine. Sulumdal is rattling through the targets, 4 out of 4. Throws number 5 wide, just like she did in the prone. An opportunity gone. And remember, she took 4 rounds to get that last target and found herself dropping positions.
Well, I thought Zaitseva would get 5 out of 5. In fact, she's used just 1 spare round.
So it is all change at the front of the field. And after the speed that we've seen Gusner ski, I don't think there's any major surprise that she hasn't managed to run away with this one. Gwizdon comes out first, Russia in second with Zaitseva, Norway up into third with Sulumdal, and Ukraine 4, and Germany now coming off the penalty loop are going to go just into 5th position ahead of the Italians.
And she came into the range, Patrick, 24 seconds in the lead. She's gone out now, 26 behind. The importance of pacing it into the range. If you come in too hard, you just cannot keep this rifle steady.
So you saying have an adaptable game plan according to where you are in the field. With 25 seconds to play with, if she'd taken the last 200 metres easy, it would have made that standing shoot much simpler.
On paper, yes. Of course, Gusner knows her own game plan, but I felt she just attacked into the stand. She had that major safety cushion advantage of 24 seconds. Back it off a little, lose 4 seconds, it's nothing. But you recover and relax just that little bit to try and stabilise the rifle.
But her thinking could easily be, I never hit them anyway, so I might as well go fast and cut some time.
I'm still impressed with her. She was brave into the pro and she got them all without hesitation, but it was the stand here that tripped her up. Look where the misses are all over the place.
Well, too low and too high. Well, that will certainly shake up the remaining two athletes for Germany, Hildebrand and Hürschler. They could have done with a minute's lead at the end of this one, because Norway, France, Russia, Ukraine just get stronger and stronger as this race goes on. Grisdon still in second place. The Poles have done exceptionally well, and what a shame they don't have a slightly stronger team when it comes to strength in depth. Otherwise, they could certainly be potential winners here tonight. But if they shoot perfectly and the leaders keep making mistakes like we've just seen from Germany, they could still win this one today. Norway into third. It's again been that classic yo-yo performance from them.
Look at the time now. At last, Gusner is slowing down. She could pull back 10, 15 seconds first time round. She's only pulled back 2 seconds this time.
Glad to say the French are starting to come back into it, only 26.3 behind, and if they can move up 10 seconds, they'll get themselves into fourth position, and they're certainly not out of a chance of winning. Boilly-Dorin, remember, taking legs 3 and 4 for them. Well, I wonder where you've got your money this evening. It's a very tight relay, and although the fastest in women's biathlon are quite a long way ahead of everyone else, Mike, for the first year, all the relay teams are fairly even.
It seems that way. Now, it's great to see Poland in the mix, in fact, leading it. And then, of course, the Czech Republic, although drop back a little bit now.
And, of course, Ukraine. They're not a team that have been there for long, but over the last 2 or 3 years, they've started to challenge. Whereas in the past, 5 years ago, it was always between Germany and Russia, with Norway a faint chance of doing well.
Poland leading the way. What a feeling that has to be for the Polish team. And Zawakowska going last is not a weakling.
Look who's coming up in second place, and the reaction from the crowd, you can see it there, somewhat delirious to see Miriam Gusner back in contention. Having done 2 penalty loops, she's gone from 5th up into second place, but hasn't opened up much of a gap over the main rivals, Ukraine, Russia and Norway, who are there on the back of her skis at the moment. But wonderful attempt to make up for those mistakes in the shooting.
She's punishing herself, and I suppose you have to take the pain. You lose it for your team, and it's all right if you're depending only on yourself, but you have to push it hard to keep the team alive. That's exactly what Gusner has done.
They reached the halfway stage at 40.18, 2 legs to go, 12 kilometres, 10 targets. In fact, they've got 20 targets to hit in total, 10 in the prone, 10 in the stand. Poland, Germany, Ukraine, Norway and Russia, the leading 5, and only separated by a meagre 16 seconds. That is less than 2 spare rounds, and the French aren't out of it quite yet. Sophie Boilly ready to go for them, wearing bib number 5. And she needs to just stay calm and hit the targets. The shooting standard, Mike, tonight has not been as good as normal, although the French have only missed 2, and we saw both of them from Brunet in the second shoot.
That is quite... Who would have believed that it would be Brunet that has the poor shooting score in the French team so far?
And Slovakia have only missed 3. Poland missed 7, Russia have missed 4, Norwegians have missed 8 in total, 1 of those incurring a penalty loop, and Ukraine on 3. Germany have missed 5, 2 of those incurring a penalty loop. Otherwise, so they've had 5 out of 5s and 1 disaster.
It's incredible. I think the main factor for the shooting, of course, it's your own personal pacing into the range, but that is their job. They know how to do it best themselves, but it's the visibility.